Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below. Hello everybody and welcome along to AOR, Apex Online Racing Hype Energy F1 Leagues this evening. This is Xbox One, F2, and we are at the home of British Motorsport in Silverstone, where it hosts round 10 of the championship. And a lot of people here would love to win this because it's their home Grand Prix, and it's also the home of Apex Online Racing, which will be special to any person who drives and or works for AOR. And this is the last race before we go away for the Christmas break. It has been on the calendar since 1950, being one of the first ever races in Formula 1, and it's hosted Grand Prix more than 50 times. That is absolutely incredible, and we've seen winners like Damon Hill and Lewis Hamilton take splendid wins. One, Damon Hill, I think it was in 1994. But however, this wasn't the first race on the circuit, as Silverstone first hosted British Grand Prix in 1948, which had 100,000 people watching it at the venue, which was a record at the time. And 2 years later, that was when Silverstone was chosen to be one of the circuits in the inaugural F1 Championship. Lewis Hamilton has taken the most poles here in Silverstone, and if he gets the fastest time in 2019, then he will set a new record for the most poles at his home event. He currently shares the record with Ayrton Senna, who started his home GP for pole 6 times, and that is the Brazilian Grand Prix. And what a legend Ayrton Senna is. We have 3 tyres available today for the drivers. We have the yellow softs, the white mediums, and for the first time this season, the blue hards will be one of the tyre compounds on offer for today's Grand Prix. However, you'll probably not see the hards during qualifying, as it's 2 to 3 seconds off the pace of the softs and the mediums, so this means you'll see a lot more people qualifying on the softs and possibly the mediums. The current pole record in AOR around this track is set by Marcel Kiefer, current F1 esports driver for Force India. However, we've already seen that record broken this morning in Oceania and in PS4 Tier 1. Oceania by New Zealand Ryan, and I completely forgot who set it in PS4 Tier 1. And that was just over an hour ago. Now here's the 5.8km Silverstone circuit with 3 DRS zones, one being added only this year to increase overtaking, and that is at turn number 1. The other at Wellington Straight and one at the Hangar Straight just before Stowe. The Valley Chicane has been a hotspot for overtaking during recent years, and you can see what happened last year between Formula Danny and Sorensen in PC2-1. And now we're going to move on to a hot lap driven by PC F1 driver Wycombs and commentated by Old Captures.
Let's join PC Split 1 driver Wycombs as we go on a lap of the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, coming across the start-finish line to begin our lap as we go over to the left-hand side before going to the flat-out turn 1 and turn 2 of Abbey and the Farm Curve. Braking just after the 100-metre board then for turn 3 at Village, then getting the car over to the right-hand side to open up the space for turn 4 of the loop. Then a tricky traction zone as we accelerate up through the gears. Turn 5 at Aintree Corner, and now we put the DRS on for the first time in this lap as we go down the Wellington Straight. Braking at the 50-metre board then as we go, sliding the car in to turn 6 at Brooklands, and then the late apex of turn 7, the long turn 7 of Luffield, using as much curb on the left-hand side as we accelerate through the slight right of turn 8 here at Woodcote, through the old pit straight when we had the old bridge layout, and then we go through the flat-out turn 9 of Cops Corner, not running too wide there out of the corner, and now going through the famous turns 10, 11 and 12 complex of Maggots, Beckett, and Chapel Corner. And now we accelerate down, DRS for the second time as we go down the Hangar Straight underneath the game sign there, and now we prepare ourselves for turn 13 of Stowe. A long corner, making sure we get a nice apex there and not running too wide once again on that curve on the left-hand side. And now we brake in between the 150-metre boards for turn 14 of Vale. And now we come through turn 15, Club Corner for the final time. And that completes a lap of the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit.
And now before we move over to qualifying, let's go over the standings for Xbox One F2 and see how this plays out before the final race before the Christmas break. As you can see, at the top of the championship are the two Force India drivers, VSR Holland and VSR Morso. Holland with 141 points and Morso on 93 points. Morso took his second win in a row last week, the last time about, and he did a splendid job. Obviously, he won on penalties, but it was still a win nonetheless, as he's done a fabulous job maintaining throughout the field. And we got Melly in P3, Rosberg in P4, Jork in P5 on 48 points. Infamous Clays in 6th with 44 points, Beefer in P7 with 43, Dralix also tied with Beefer, and we got Frangwish in 9th with 40 points. And what a superb race last week from Verstappen. He is now in the top 10 of the championship due to that podium position, so he's now on 33 points. Now let's also look at the constructors standings now. Due to the fact Holland and Morso are 1 and 2 in the championship, it makes sense that Force India have got the maximum points in the constructors, but McLaren is not that far behind with both Menley and Jork in 3rd and 5th down. We also got Mercedes as well in P3, so basically the top 6 in the drivers are the top 3 in the constructors. But we also got the American team Haas in 4th, we got Sauber in 5th, Toro Rosso in 6th, Red Bull in 7th, Ferrari in 8th, Renault in 9th, and then Williams unfortunately last in the constructors. So should be very, very interesting. And who's going to lead the championship as we go to the pretty much the halfway mark of the season? And as I said earlier on, basically it's a race that everybody wants to win. If they win this, that will be absolutely amazing. So let's go to kick off the action as we've got 10 minutes to go of qualifying. Hello, I'm Jess and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. And the fastest lap time so far is set by our winner from last week, VSR Morso, with a 126.1, as Jork is still on the lap at the moment, just going through Maggots and Beckett's and onto Chapel as well. So I think he was one of the people I was following whilst that little intro was going on as well. So interestingly, the times already between the top 13 are incredibly close. It's separated by around about 9/10 of a second already. That shows how close F2 is. So basically literally anyone, I think, could get pole position here as long as they put their minds to it. And a lot of these F2 drivers were doing some practicing before this race, and it's just good to see the amount of effort they have put in to making sure that they win as well. So we've got Holland in the pits. Let's see who I can follow who hasn't set up now. But I believe there's a few people on quali ban, so if you don't see them out on a lap, that is why. Ollie's meant to be on a qualifying ban at this rate, but he's still on an out lap. So yeah, he might be choosing to ignore it, but we shall see. But I think Roberts is on a lap at the moment. He's just about to go into Stowe. It doesn't look like it's going to be an incredibly fast one by the looks of things. No, it's not. He's diving it into the pits. Let's see who we could follow as we just passed. I think he's just passed the Wellington straight and he's about to start the first bit of set 2. Let's see how fast he's got. We got the ERS mode deployed as well. He's chosen ERS mode 5, which is interesting, which is very, very good to be. And it's not very sunny in Silverstone at the moment, so the weather can change, but it is looking to brighten up. So definitely looks like it's going to be a try qualifying. So the people on the top 10 will have to qualify on the tyres basically that they qualified on. As you can see, Ollie just retired from the session due to the fact that he is going to serve his qualifying ban due to the penalties he has received last race. I also think in Famous Clays is on a lap as well. It looks like he's going to go past Cox Corner now, the famous Cox Corner, where it is quite hard for people to overtake, not gonna lie. It's quite an adventurous move. Nope, he's on mode 0. John is running out of fuel, so I can't follow him. Let's see who I could follow, who could possibly be on a lap. We'll have to wait and see. I think Sam might be on another lap, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. Sam is looking to score some much better points for the rest of the season. Usually, some people may have a really bad first half of the season, but may have a very good second half of the season. So he really wants to finish off the first half with a bang, really, and wants to make sure that he kicks off the second half to its potential. So we're keeping our fingers crossed around about that. And just to point out as well, we've got a few new things that we are introducing in today's stream, which you will find out pretty soon as well. And to be honest, I'm very excited as well, as Jorg's already falling away. Obviously he's in a lap at the moment, and Sam has just gone past Cox's corner at the moment. Didn't see if he was faster in that corner, so he's just going through Maggots and Beckett's right now. Very tough corner to get right. If you get that wrong, then we can see a lot of slidings. Now going through the Hammer Straight now, he's got a 27.2 on that middle sector there. He just passes his teammate, LGS. They were in F1 last season, and they're obviously teammates together this season as well, as he's just going through the Bell chicane here for this long right-hander here. It's just going through the penultimate corner then. What lap time is he going to set? Is he going to improve? Yes, he does. It's actually a very good lap time from Sam. It puts him into P8 with a 1:26.4, and your current fastest lap time is a 1:26.1. And my prediction, I think, in my opinion, is we could possibly see the times go into the 1:25. We did see it in Oceania, and we did see it in PS4 Tier 1 as well. So who knows? We had a lot of people say that they could get into the 1:25, but sometimes they were practicing it in Grand Prix mode. But I've had a little birdie tell me that they were also doing 1:25 during practice. But it's not really how practice counts, it's the actual race. So we're going to actually see if the practice is going to pay off. We'll just have to find out pretty soon and see how far that goes with that as well. So Morso has just gone into the 1:25, like I said. Is he watching the stream? I think he might be, you know, because he said, I hope someone goes into the 1:25, and look, just like that, someone's in the 1:25. Can his teammate VSR Holland get into the 1:25 as well? His lap is looking very, very strong indeed as he goes through the final corner right now. What lap time is he going to set? He doesn't improve. He's on 1:26.3, but still a very good lap time from VSR Holland there. And I think Rosberg's not on a lap at the moment. VRT Verstappen is on a lap at, no, he's not. He's on EOS lap mode 0. Now the only difference we can tell if they're on a lap or not is if they've got high ERS mode. Usually last season we were able to tell if they were on a lap if they were on a lower fuel, but I think we can only tell that this season if they are on basically low ERS. But looks like Jorg is on a lap at the moment as well. Infamous Clays and John is going out on a lap as well. Pelsery is still in the pits right now. And everybody except, everybody that's due to qualify is on the softs, which I think is probably the best tyre, in my opinion, to set a lap time on. The soft tyre has a bit more grip, and whichever tyre you guys go on in the British Grand Prix, you're going to do a one-stop strategy, regardless, really. You can't really say anything else, really, because the hard is a lot slower anyway, and it doesn't matter which way around you start in, really, to be honest, but the soft tyres is probably going to give you more of an advantage. And I have seen the Oceania race this morning, excuse me, and I've seen more of the fact that the softs to medium strategy worked out the best. And is it me, or do I see drops of rain on my screen? Because I think I could see lots of raindrops on my screen then. So I don't think we're going to see lap times improve anytime soon. So I did say, in previous streams, I did say wait until the end of qualifying to set a lap, but not this one. I think it was very important for all the drivers to set their lap times as early as possible, because now the track is going to get really damp, which means setting a faster lap time is going to be incredibly harder to get, and it's probably going to be very harder for someone to snitch pole at the very last second this time. So definitely the top four has definitely gained more of an advantage doing it that way, and I like it when conditions change like this in qualifying. It just makes it more exciting, to be honest. They just got to use their judgment call a lot more, to be honest, they need to be made more aware of the conditions as well, and hopefully they have been researching the conditions a lot more as well during this as well. So I think some of them have. Some of them just look at the conditions and see what the conditions are, so they prepare for the race. Some of these drivers don't. But if I was you, if you're racing in a league, look at the weather conditions, because then you'll know what type of setup to use. Because some people may be having a wrong setup on purpose and may have a setup set for the race. And don't forget, Park Ferme is enabled as well, so that just makes things a lot interesting if they have to change their setup. Interestingly, Morso's gone out for a lap. He thinks he can go faster. Really realised that these wet conditions is not going to be the best time to send a lap, so he's going into the pits to make sure that he saves his tyres. And Pelsbury is still out. He's on his out lap at the moment. And our current pole sitter, Morso, is still on his out lap as well. I think a few people that are currently still out, I think, currently taking the gamble at the moment. I think they just got to be made more aware, I think. But they'll probably realise as the rain starts to go a bit harder, I think. So we will have to wait and see. As Morso just goes past Stowe to about to set his final lap by the looks of things, but no, he is slowing down at the moment. He's going to try and get the most possible speed to start his lap. Who knows? He may pull off the prize and may set the fastest lap in these. No, DRS is disabled. Yes, this goes to show how difficult these conditions are going to be. And obviously most of these flying laps have been set with DRS turned on. So that is going to be very tricky. And this is going to be a nail. Basically, it's pretty much a nail in the coffin for the ones who have not either set lap times or have set only banker lap times. So that's why also Morso's going slower than usual. And I think pretty much everybody is going into the pit and realising their mistake, basically, of what's happening. And it's just not good conditions for softs, and it's also not conditions to be on right now. So I think we'll see everybody go to the pits right now as well, which will make strategy interesting as well. As Rosberg has just gone into the gravel, it's quite difficult out there. And it'll be interesting to see what strategy is as well. I'll go through a little bit more about the tyre strategy pretty soon as well in the formation lap. I've got some special things to talk about that. Yeah, literally, it's probably the first session in a while where literally there's nothing to talk about because everyone has gone into the pits. So that's interesting. But anyway, looks like Morso is going to be your pole sitter again. This is not his first pole of the season. He's shown to be a bit more consistent in qualifying. In the start of the season, he's been very inconsistent, being very low down in the qualifying list, and then obviously did very well during the race. But now, he seems to be doing very well in both. He seems to be doing very well in the qualifying and doing very well in the race. And no, he doesn't look like he's going to set a fast lap time, but I think he just wants to cross the line, just so he can get a little bit of a feel of these conditions. I wonder if he's going to give us a clue as to what the weather is going to look like. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, as I think everyone is starting to get umbrellas in the Silverstone grandstand, if you like. So should be interesting about that. Hope you're all hyped of the race as I am. And here's your final standings for qualifying as Fiazam also takes pole. And Famous Clays gets P2, 1/10 of a second separating him. We got VSR Holland in at P3, John in P4, Palais in 5th, Rosberg in 6th, Hayden in 7th, a good qualifying for him, Bitty in 8th, Verstappen in 9th, Menley in 10th, Sam in 11th, Jork in 12th, Welty in 13th, Franglish in 14th, Dralix 15th, X-Power 16th, and LGS 17th. All the top 17th is probably the closest qualifying I have seen in the entire Xbox One F2 season, separated by 1 second. That is astonishing for these drivers. I did say earlier on in the stream, literally anyone can take pole, and that's how close it was. So well done to these guys for putting on a qualifying session to remember. And it looks like it's going to be a dry race today because it's very, very sunny, just like it was in the 2018 season in real life as well. And for those of you that remember what happened in the real life 2018 season, Lewis Hamilton got pole, but he wasn't able to convert his pole to a win. Sebastian Vettel did. So usually most poles are converted into wins round here, but there's a few that are not. So it could be one in a few chances that it might not happen. Someone else outside or putter might get it. But again, we will have to wait and see what happens and see how the strategy calls throughout this. So I hope you're all excited to see who's going to win as well then. So as the drivers are about to get readied up for the start of this race, we are about to head on to the formation lap. This race is really crucial. If they get some very good points in this race, this will really help them prepare them in the winter break between now and the new year. Because obviously after this race, there will be a 2-3 week break and we will be back on the 6th of January. So we have got everyone starting their formation lap right now. And as you can see, most people are on the soft tyres with a few on the mediums as well. So this gives me a great opportunity to talk to you about this lovely pit strategy. So most people are on the softs, so they will probably pit in between laps 7 and 9, then go on to a set of mediums that will last till the end of the race. But some of them might do the opposite. They'll start on the mediums and then pit around lap 16 to 18 and then go on the softs. So should be quite cool. So it's kind of like swapping over this week. So whatever strategy you do, like I said, it is going to be a one-stop. Because I think some races have one-stop strategies only mainly, except if you have damage or anything like that. But most races have two stops. It's one of the races in this season where it only has a one-stop pretty much. I think people will only be on the hards if they have massive damage and they want to take their tyres pretty much towards the end of the race. So it's going to be quite intense. Now more so, he's got Infamous Clays behind him. He hasn't got his teammate for backup, but maybe he can hold on to Infamous Clays and Holland could possibly challenge for a battle. We will have to wait and see about that and see what happens between them. And we also got John in P4. John is one of his best qualifying sessions of the season as well. And John is quite good at overtaking as well. So we will have to find out and see what goes on here at this moment as well. So very, very, very pumped for this. Very pumped. Who I think is going to win? I don't know. It's going to be too close to call, I think. Infamous Clay just got disqualified from the formation lap. So I was hoping there wasn't going to be anyone that was disqualified from the session. But obviously we have one. We have one. So not the best. But anyway. So the pit strategy will pop up again on around about lap 5, lap 7, so you are more aware about how the pit strategy is working as we are getting everybody lining up on the grid to start their race then. Who are you rooting for? Let me know in the chat. It is going to be an absolutely exciting race. Unfortunately, James can't commentate with me tonight. He was very busy this morning and this afternoon. I'd just like to say well done to him on his results and what happened as well. I'm not going to say much here, but he's done ever so well as well on his stuff in real life. So well done if you're watching this back, by the way. And well done to anyone in the team as well who knows what I'm talking about as well, especially Joe as well, who I do believe is in the chat. So well done. So we're just waiting for the lights. I don't know why the lights are not popping up on my screen. Oh. Someone's got a jump start. What is going on? What is going on right now? There is literally, I think, I literally don't know what's happening. What? Is it me or is it someone DC'd or something like that? I am not sure what's happened, guys. Yeah. So I think we have an issue with the lobby, I think someone probably might be the host of the lobby, I'm not entirely sure. A similar issue actually happened in Xbox One F1 a few weeks ago, so it is not that surprising that it's happened here. So unfortunately this may be a problem David's end, and this is not the way he wants to finish off his last race before the Christmas break, I've got to say, but we will find out. I think David just did what Matt 212 did, basically, pretty much. I think it was, I can't remember what track it was. I can't really remember. So anyway, so, it was in France. Yeah, Hayden said it happened in France. So yeah, it should be. So we'll let you know what is going on here. Right, Rosberg's left the session. We are underway. Yeah, the same thing happened in Xbox One F1. But anyway, lights out and away we go. And Morso has gone off to a very good start, and we already got some battles happening already at the start of turn 1, a tricky DRS zone, which obviously won't be enabled. As Holland got into a very good start up into P2, which is incredibly good stuff from him already, which is absolutely fantastic. And we already see a Sauber already cut the corner a little bit there. I'm not sure what Sauber it was there, but I think that was either it was Pele or Beefer, but I think it was Pele there. So it will say Rosberg is your race leader, but it's not, it's Morso. And as Morso, Holland tries to defend off Infamous Clays, and he does that like a champ, and he's still up into P3, and we got Infamous Clays just right behind him in the gearbox as well. Bailey also having a battle between him and Jort 94 as well. Already battles happening all over the shops for the start of this Grand Prix session, which is very, very good as well. Have we already seen Jort gone right? Bailey is going to possibly gain another position as we go through Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel as Pele. We lost our first retirement, unfortunately, and yeah, that is very unfortunate for him. That he doesn't want to end that race on a whole. Not quite entirely sure what happens with them, but it looks like Ollie's going to try and make a move out the outside of Jork, and he does quite nicely, in fact, up into P10. So already Ollie's gained quite a lot of positions from his qualifying position, because obviously he started from the back of the grid. So already making up some really good ground, and also trying to fend off for the rest of the competition as well then. But battle for the lead then, with Morso in first. Holland's around about a second behind him. Infamous Clays is around 9/10, but we got the Renault of John right behind him as well, wanting to try and join in the party as well. It's very important that you don't want to wear your tyres too much, because this is the point where your tyres start to get a little bit hot, really, to be honest with you. So it is quite hard, to be honest, to try and get your tyres up to temperature around here. But anyway, John is going to try all his best to try and do that. And we also got Verstappen, Jork and Ollie getting involved in a 3-4-way battle here as well. Verstappen just got a very good move done, still in P9, and we got Ollie trying to make a move around the outside of Jork again as well, going through Cop's corner. Now this is very tough, making a move around Cop's corner, I gotta say, but Ollie wants to make sure of that. I think he made his way past Jork, and then Jork made his way past Ollie again. They keep switch positions all through the race, and then making it look down easy. Now going through the hanger straight at the moment, just about to approach to stow them. We already see a train start to form already then, but he's not quite far enough to do it. DRS will be enabled next lap, so this is where things start to get very, very critical around here, as we have got, I think we have got some more battles brewing. We've got Beefer right behind John now in at the Sauber then. He is going to get a good run up on the straight at the moment as well. So I'll just get the telemetry enabled for you as well then. So pretty much quite hard to get your head around about what's going on sometimes as well. It'll be, I'm trying to get my hand around those other battles as well, because I am commentating by myself tonight, but as soon as we get the battles, we will get them. So Rosberg has now joined the session then, so that is good. I think what will happen with Rosberg is he'll probably dive into the pits and then wait until Morso and Holland has gone past him, and then he will try to do that by the looks of things. So I think his AI has been driving for him, and I think his AI has been driving quite well, as he's about a lap, you know, but ahead of the rest of the field. So yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Hopefully Rosberg can join this session as much as possible. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3, not quite sure what happened here. We also got the other Renault of LCR Hayden as well, just gone through the hammer straight, and hopefully we might try and make the move done on Hayden. So a massive train forming already for these guys for the amount of points possible here in Silverstone. Anyone would like to get as much points as possible. It's their home Grand Prix. A lot of people here are British, and I'm British as well, and to be honest, I'm not going to say much because I don't want to jinx people, but people are just going to go past Cop's corner. I do see a yellow flag in sector 3, so There's probably someone slowing down, not entirely sure what happened there, but Morso is still effectively your leader on lap 4 out of 26 pretty much, as Holland is doing very well to try and stay onto P3. This looks like could be another fourth India 1-2 if he keeps this up. John in P5. Let's see who also has gained the most positions here. We have got Beaver, who's gained 1 position and 2. Melanie has gained 2. Ollie has gained 7. So Ollie definitely the biggest gainer there and having a very good race. He did good in Britain last time as well, because I remember commentating on Britain. It was such a good race last time when me and Josh commentated on it, and I'm sure this is going to be a good race. And I think I just spoke too soon. I think I must have done a little bit of a commentator's curse on him, I got to say, because he got a 3-second time penalty. So, yeah, sorry if I jinxed him a little bit, but hey-ho. And I think we're starting to get a few time penalties develop as well. So we are just about to approach the pit window in a few lap times. So just as a quick reminder as to what is going on in terms of that, basically what in terms of the pit strategy. Let's just have a quick look again about when people will start to come in. They will start to come in at around about 2 laps time. So that is when they'll start to come on and do their laps, which will be very good. So here is the tyre strategy up again, just so you're aware when people are starting to come in. Not really much of a change in strategy for most of these guys. Nobody is on the hard tyres. Everybody that is out, except Halle, who's obviously out, has been on the tyres pretty much the entire race. So, yeah, so in about 2 or 3 laps time, this is where the soft runners will be going for their first probably one and only pit stop for most of them, as long as they keep it calm, collective, and consistent, really, to be honest with you. So, yes, I'm just going to see what other battles we have got. Oh, we've got a battle brewing for pretty much P7. We've got Maloney diving round the inside onto Maggots and Beckett's. That is quite tricky, I've got to say, from them. Hayden trying his best to try and attack from Maloney in the McLaren. Now going on to the Hammer Straight. Hayden is going to get the DRS that he needs. Now going on to Stowe. He's about 2 seconds behind now. Just about to approach the Venn chicane, which is quite a common spot for overtaking. Is he going to try and make the replica move? No, he is not yet at the moment. He's got one more chance going towards the start-finish straight, where they have 2 opportunities for DRS. Obviously one here, and obviously one going through to turn 1 as well. And yeah, brilliant stuff as they are trying to defend quite nicely there. Oh, a bit of a lock-up for Maloney. That's allowing Hayden to try and close in. So Maloney very, very well, actually. Hayden having a splendid race. And we also got Bailey also trying to catch up as well in the Haas. We're going to have to see what happens here. He's about 6/10. He's got DRS, but the only person not with DRS is Beaver in the Sauber there. I think pretty much everybody else had DRS that lap. So, yeah, pretty much. But hey-ho. So, and I think we've also got Sam, who was trying to make a move. We've got Frangwish, who's right behind Sam as well. So they're going to try and see if they can make... Oh, we're trying to make a move around Cops Corner. That is very strategic, very tight, I've got to say. Probably not the best place to make a move around Cops Corner, but maybe they can make it work around Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel pretty soon as well then. But I don't think they're not. Frangwish is a little bit too further back to possibly make the move and make the move work. But Frangwish is possibly going to make the move on into Stowe right now. He's going to dive around the inside. Sam tries to cover him off, and he does. Nice defending from Sam there as Frangwish stays in at P14. Battles all over the shot here. It's great to see that we're having battles midfield as well. Absolutely fantastic to see as well then. As Sam and Frangwish are on the medium, so they will be on those tyres for quite a long time now already then in this race. So they'll probably place a little bit of more strategic advantage. And we've also got X-Power in the Williams right behind them as well, joining their little train as well. But what's happening up front then? We have got Infamous Clays in the Mercedes, not that far behind VSR Holland in the Force India then, as they just about to, well, they just started set to 2. Holland trying his best to try and hold on to him, but Infamous Plays is already gaining on him, and he's going to go on the attack right there. He's on EOS mode 3, he's on 70%. And Holland's also doing very well on this battery, but Infamous Plays has more ERS to play with, so it's probably going to play more to Infamous Plays an advantage here. As he's got the DRS, he's possibly going to try and make the move on to Stowe here, but unfortunately this might not work. No, it doesn't. Holland knew where Infamous Plays was going to go, and he makes it work, and he does that as well. Also, we got a battle for P8 then. Verstappen makes the move done on Hayden. I'm sorry we missed that there, but it is quite hard to keep on top of these battles all over the field when it's only just me. But Verstappen has gained a lot of positions. We've got Maloney in the pits then. Most people are pitting now. I have predicted a lot of people are going to pit now. The pit window between laps 7 to 9, and teammates will be running alternate strategies here, except the one in the Sauber Beefer. Beefer can choose whatever lap he wants between lap 7 to 9 to go on. Teammates will have to plan, possibly they're planning in a party together when they're going to pit first. Last time about, I think it was more so they pitted first, then it was Holland. I think what they did was whoever was on track first, they were able to hold on to the lead while someone else was going into the pits. But looks like they are going to both stay out for a few more laps, I think, before that as well. So interestingly, Rosberg is still showing as a lead in my screen there, so not quite sure what's happened there. But yes, Holland. Oh, Holland's got a 3-second time penalty. Oh, not another commentator's curse, but yeah, Holland is known for getting penalty for whatever tracks he's in, and usually he loses the win due to the fact that he gains penalties. He only gains 1, but that's probably the difference between winning and losing. And as we can see, we just seen Ollie gaining another penalty, and I did predict as well that Morso was going to go into the pits first. No, Holland was going to go into the pits first, and what unfortunate for Holland. Holland just got a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not the best, I gotta say, for that. And Frankish is getting another penalty. It is penalty central here in Silverstone. So, absolutely crazy right now. It's more so is going, I think it's going to pit in the next lap as well pretty soon. So he's just around past sector 2. Let me just get gap to leader. Yep, there we go. So where is Holland now? Holland is way down the field now after that stop-go penalty. That probably put his mindset to negative, but he's just got to focus and be positive. And I think Hayden has dropped as well. I think as well, a few people. But that is probably due to the fact they have pitted first. And they'll obviously go up the field once everybody else has pitted. Obviously, John staying in 4th position there. So very interesting there as well then. So Morso's just going to go past the hangar straight then. He's going to pit on the next lap. It will be interesting to see if Infamous Clays follow him. Because if he follows him, that is going to prove to be a very interesting battle indeed for Infamous Clays. So yeah, Infamous Clays goes into the pits. So does Morso. Who is going to go out first? That is going to be interesting. I think John is also going into the pits as well. Pretty much everybody that is on the soft is going on, basically going into the pit. So very interesting now. That was a very good pit stop for Morso there. Infamous Clays. Oh, I think he's just tired through Verstappen as he was going through the pit stop. That was kind of interesting. Infamous Clays, I think, just goes just behind Morso. So it'll be, I think, amazing battles just going through into a couple of corners as well. John not that far behind, and I think Verstappen not that far behind either. I think I'm just seeing a pit glitch of him missing the pit box all of a sudden there as well then. So very interestingly, the people that I predicted were going to pit first did pit first. Now Morso at the moment is in P10, but currently he's in the net lead at the moment due to the fact that everyone else I think in front of him has not made a pit stop. Let's just check. Yeah, no. And Rosberg is going to go to the pit. Actually, to be honest, I must tell Matt 212 what happened, basically. Because it was basically pretty much a replica of what happened in France, apart from the fact that Rosberg still decided to continue. So, hey-ho. But, that was kind of like a replica, to be honest. But anyway, he's going to the pits. We've still got a few people still to make their pit stop. Ollie, Welty, Frangwish, Sam, Roberts, Dralik, and LGS. And we've got, I do believe, Ollie making his pit stop. It will be his one and only pit stop, so I think that will probably, I think, for him go on to a set of mediums. His pit crew is now ready then to go on to a set of mediums then. And he goes out, and so does Ollie. So where does Ollie going to end up? We shall see. Melanie just goes across the start-finish straight. This was the guy I think Ollie was fighting when he goes in behind them. Ollie just slots behind Hayden. And I think Verstappen's dropped a little bit as well. So don't know quite what happened with Verstappen, because he was tagged with the rest of the field as well. But it might have been on the Haas that we were following as well. So yeah, he's got to do all he can to make sure he tried the covers. And oh, we've got a battle with the Toro Rossos between Melty and EBR Frangwish, going through Malkits and Beckett's and onto Chapel pretty soon as well. Right now, as there are two fighting, it's obviously not going to be for the lead, but they're currently battling for the lead anyway, so it'll be a good battle to follow as he's got to score much points as possible. Frangwish just dives around the outside of Welty then through Stowe, and he gets the job done very nicely. And I think someone's gone into the pits. Yep, that's Welty. Welty's gone into the pits. Frangwish is probably going to pit a lap later. Now, props to the guys that are still out, that are still on those soft... no, I think Welty is the last person on those soft tyres to stay out, basically. I think everybody else, to be honest, I think on a set of mediums at the moment. Nobody's on the hard tyres, so I don't think we're going to see the hard tyres ever being used, I don't think, in this race, unless we see some damages, which I really do hope we don't see some damages developing. So and don't forget the pit window for basically the pit window for the medium tyres will be around about lap 16, and that's where you could expect that to happen. So here we go. I'll just get the graphic up for you once again. So you will see the medium runners of Frangwish, Sam, Dralik, Roberts, and I think someone else waiting to around about lap 16 to 18, and that's when they will be making their pit stops. So watch out for those. Watch out very closely to see if we get basically pretty much our predictions right on when we are going to pit. We've got Flame Troop in the chat. Hello, how are you doing? If you do want to shout that in the chat, by the way, please let us know. We want to get very involved in the chat. We've got Jork, just and Apex Power. Oh, lots of time penalties. I was about to say who's got them for the minute then, but to be honest, it's getting really hard to track down who's got penalties. I definitely do think penalties are definitely going to decide this race, as John's going to make a move on Bell Chicane. Now, it's quite a common spot for overtaking, like I said in the intro, where we had a battle between Formula Danny and Mad Sorensen last year, and we're going to see Beefer, John and Melanie fight as well. And we've got, Beefer, John and Hayden, I believe, possibly the two Renaults working together as much as possible as well. Hayden, I think Beefer is kind of in the Renault sandwich there, and at the moment, so probably not the best places to be, but he is doing all he can to try and make sure he does that as all. That was a little bit of a late move from one of these guys there. They've got to keep it together as they just start set to 2. This is going to be really tight. They're just about to head Pop's corner there. Who's going to gain more of an advantage here? To be honest, based on the amount of tyre life, it'll probably be Beefer, because he's on newer tyres. Even though they're on the same tyres, Beefer's on new ones. So possibly if Beefer wants to make the move done, He has got to make the move done right here and right now in order to gain more advantage and pull away from John, because John, his tyres will probably run out more than Beaver, and his probably temperature will go up a little bit much, but he's only on the mediums. Mediums are known to last much longer on this game. So yeah, and in famous play, just got to get another penalty there. Now apologies if I keep coughing a lot. I am suffering from a bad cold at the moment, but I am still powering through. I'm still providing a stream for you guys, and do not worry, we will provide a stream for you at this stage, so it's all good. It is all good. As we've got a battle for P4 as Sam tries to defend off Dralix. Dralix doing very well to try and hold on to him at the moment, as I think Sam tries to squeeze past there a little bit, and they're side by side going through just to start with sector 2. This is absolutely insane. They're probably going to be side by side. They go through Cox Corner. Yes, they are. Don't know how they manage it, but they seem to be. Anyway, as Dralix is now up into, well, technically, well, it is P3 now, because it will change once he pits, but that will put him into a very, very good position when they pit. So that will be very, very good at the moment. So very, very exciting indeed to see what happens. And I think we've got Bobbers joining in the party as well. Bobbers right behind us, Sam, just so they have about to head through the Bell chicane there, but Bobbers has just gone into the pits. Probably pitting a few laps earlier than expected, because we would have probably expected to pit around about lap 15, lap 16, I've got to say. So we shall have to find out what goes on with that one. Who do you think, your predictions in the chat, who do you think is going to win this race then? Let us know in the chat below. And we've got Bobbers, we've got LGS, who is going into the pits then. I think they're going on for a set of softs. Yes, they are, because they started on the mediums, and and they will be going on to a set of softs to start the remainder of this race. Probably a bit of a gamble, pitting a few laps earlier than intended, but you never know. You never know. It might pay off. Yeah, it might pay off ever so slightly. So we'll just have to find out what goes on right here and right now, as Drag's doing very well to make sure that he could manage his tyres as well. So we'll have to find out what goes on right here then. So in a few laps time then, just to give you a heads up on what's going on, votes will be open for driver of the day in a few laps time. So if you want to vote for your driver of the day, if you see a driver that's done very well tonight, please vote for him, and it will be much appreciated, and the results will be announced during the driver interviews towards the end of when they will be. Basically, it will close at around about a minute, 2 minutes after the race. It will open in 1 lap time. So yeah, make sure you watch out for that, because it's going to be very, very exciting. So this is the first time that we are launching it on Xbox One F2. I think the other has obviously been on the top tier for some time now, but I think all the other Xbox tiers are having a try tonight just to see if it works. So and if that works, then I'll be rolling it out to the other platforms as well. So we're kind of like guinea pigs for the lower tiers pretty much to see if it works, but I think we're pretty much confident that it will. Dralix is still yet to pit at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see what goes on for that one. And I think Rosberg is doing all he can as well. Apparently still on pole, winning this race at the moment. It'll be interesting to see if he keeps on to that win or if he doesn't. We'll just have to find out, because it's a really, to be honest, it's a really strange predicament, I got to say. So yeah, very, very intriguing to find out as well. But yeah, Rosberg doing very well, and Dralix is just about to go into the pits now. If you excuse me a second, I'm about to click a fancy button right here and right now. There we go. Hopefully that works. Hopefully that works. I'll just test the link and see if it works. Yes, it does. Okay, brilliant. So, you can now vote for your driver of the day, people. So I'm just going to put it in the chat. If you just excuse me a minute, as I'm going to see if there's other battles going on as well as I can as well. So I think Welty is just having a battle with Jorg as well, as he's going to dive in as well. So that's going to be interesting. So I'm multitasking, can't you tell? It's quite hard to multitask. There we go. So the link is now up, so you can now vote for your driver of the day as all. Welty and Jorg are fighting absolutely like crazy, going towards the penultimate few corners. It's going to be absolutely intense. Jorg getting the switch back here at the moment then, as they're going through Cop's corner, and I think another brave and adventurous move, I've got to say, if they want to make for that adventurous move, I've got to say, but hey ho, but that is kind of interesting, I've got to say. So if I was you, I would wait to make your moves pretty much, make your drive of the day calls pretty much towards the end, because that is when we start to see loads of battles forming, as Welty has just made the move past it, so that's interesting. So that is very good for him, as Welty is right behind, Jorg's right behind in fact, as they're just going to go past Cop's corner then, just to wait and see it as well. So as Hayden just got a 3-second time penalty as well, so not the best for him. So who are you thinking is going to get driver of the day as well? A lot of people are saying in the chat that they should vote for a few people. I think we have a few contenders already for that then, as we've got, I think we've got a battle for the lead forming. We've got between Morso and Holland going through Stone. Now the track is starting to get a little bit darker, so could we see some rain cause havoc towards the end of this race? And basically I thought, yeah, basically my controller was gonna have a mind of its own there for a minute there, but luckily it didn't. He's tried to close in, and we also got Ollie trying to make a move down in Famous Place. We've got a battle pretty much for points. It's pretty much going to be like a 5-way battle then, possibly going into Stowe. That's going to be interesting. Now I think Ollie's probably gained more of an advantage on in Famous Place, in fact, as they're going through the fell chicane right now. Ollie trying to do his best to hold on, but unfortunately in Famous Place gets it done ever so well. And now it's up into P12 of this Grand Prix, as we're almost starting lap 20 of this race session. To be honest, it's been very good so far, and I think X Power is going to try and make the move past Ollie as well. We got Dralix also joining in, and Sam as well. So that is interesting. Who would have thought a battle for the back of the grid is going to be this exciting? Welcome to Xbox One F2, ladies and gentlemen. And if you just join us, you are on the cracker last 6 laps here. It's going to be absolutely epic. So make sure that you do check out for the rest of this race about what is going on as well. Don't forget, you can vote for your driver of the day by clicking the link in the chat below, which I have posted in the chat. So don't forget to check it out and vote for your favourite. But I'm not going to mention it much anymore, because obviously we've got a race to bring you, and we've got this basically. So and we still got a battle for the lead developing, and we've got X Power and Ollie battling it out as well. So very interesting as well. And I think Franglish has dropped positions as well, that I probably missed a little bit there. So again, I do apologise about that, but again, it is quite difficult for me to track for the best moves in Xbox One F2 at times, but you know, very interesting. As we've got, I think, yeah, it looks like Ollie's going right behind X-Power now. I think X-Power got that move done by looks of things. Yes, he does. Ollie is right behind. He's going to make the move towards the Wellington Straight right now. We also got a battle between P10 for the points as well, between Verstappen and Bobbitt as well. That's going to be interesting. I think Verstappen's got the job done in P10, but Bobbitt is not giving up. Going around Cops Corner now. This is going to be very interesting and very tight to see if Bailey can hold on. Pretty much Bailey is on pretty much for a recovery drive, I got to say. So pretty much, yeah, that is what's happening. As well as I think Rosberg is down in P7 now, and he's trying to fend off to Hayden in the Renault. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here as well. But Verstappen got the move done. I think it's still in 10th. I think Bobbitt's almost got the move done, but then Verstappen got the switch back. But I think Bobbitt has got the move done again. Absolutely incredible stuff from these two. It's nice to see Bobbitt on the charge once again here at the Silverstone circuit. Absolutely well done to him. He's going to probably be at the point of this race. But I know Verstappen's charge. He's got hunger in his eyes, and so has Infamous Clays. Oh, Infamous Clays! Infamous Clays just went past them. Just went past Bobbitt. And Sam just got a time penalty. We got Ollie and Sam still fighting. Ollie is still right behind Sam. We get a flag in sector 2. Oh, it's Verstappen. Verstappen's lost it. I didn't quite see what happened there. Unfortunately, but that was a bit unfortunate, I've got to say. But yes, he has dropped it there down in P17. I think LGS was involved a little bit as well. So we got Bobbitt just gaining another time penalty, unfortunately. But I will check in a minute as well who has got time penalties and who hadn't, because this is going to be very critical on crucial. I mean, not critical. Oh my God, might be the same similar sort of words on who's going to win and who's not. And we also got John and Rosberg fighting towards Cops Corner. I think it's a start finish straight, but hey ho. And let's see what happens here. John tries to do very well to try and defend off Rosberg. Rosberg now up into P5. Rosberg is wanting to get the podium chances in his sight. He can still do it. You can also see Beefer in his sight as well. So he's definitely got the hunger in his eyes as well. John and Hayden are also looking for their best results as well in the season as well. So it should be interesting to see what happens here as well. So I'm still fighting over this cold. Absolutely crazy, I've got to say. But don't worry, I will rest my voice between these next 2 weeks, I've got to say. And it probably might go once I'm with family, I've got to say. But right now, the gap between Morso and Holland now is 7.7 seconds. If it stays like... No, Verstappen's out! Verstappen is out of this Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we can't really see what has happened with Verstappen, but there must have been some sort of issue in sector 1. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really see what happened there for Verstappen. Very, very unfortunate for Verstappen. He had such a good race last time about, and it went from good to really bad. So unfortunate for Verstappen. There's a few people in the chat saying no. Well, we feel really bad for him as well, but hopefully he can use the Christmas break to recharge and possibly make sure that he's good for Germany as well. But Holland has managed to find a few temps. Oh, also that lap. That is absolutely incredible. They're going to be fine for position on track at this rate. Don't forget, Holland has got a time penalty. Morso, I believe, hasn't. But I will double check if once the track gets a little bit quieter. So I will double check just to be sure pretty soon as well. So in about 1 lap's time, I will check the penalties. But this battle for the lead is pretty much very, important as well. And I think we've got Rosberg and Beefer also fighting as well, because I think I did say Rosberg was going to close in onto Beefer, but I think he is, and Holland is closing up to him also as well. It may not be enough for Rosberg or Beefer to get a podium, but if they can find a time as much as possible, as they go into Stowe, and looks like Rosberg manages to hold on to P4 ever so nicely there, or actually goes on to P4. And just like qualifying then, just like qualifying, at the end of this race, we are about to see drops of rain, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, it's just like a replica. In qualifying, at the end of qualifying, it's starting to rain, and so it is during the race or something. It's kind of like similar days, except for the fact that it's raining here, so that is interesting as well. To be honest, I don't think it's going to make a difference between who I think is going to win, but we shall find out as well. So don't forget, we have got 2 more laps to go. Get your votes in for driver of the day, who you think is going to get it. I will be revealing results during the driver interview. I will be putting my vote in. I'm obviously not allowed to say who I think should get it, because obviously I don't want to show a bit of commentators bias, I've got to say, but I definitely have got a few contenders already. I just see the position changes as well. Then as well, he's got a 3-second time penalty. Manoli's gained 3 positions as well, and so is Roberts as well. And definitely see a lot of contenders for this, so we'll have to make sure and find out who I think is going to get it, but we shall find out as the last few laps come in. And Holland is right on the back of VSR Morso then. Scrap the penalties. I'm not even going to look at the penalties. I am going to concentrate more on this lead battle. We have seen a last lap battle in the last few races, and we are also going to see it right here, right now. Who's going to come out on top there? This time, Morso is leading on the track, whereas last time out it was Holland who won it on the track as well. Morso is definitely on a roll in this championship already. Looking at the championship standings, Morso is in second, but the gap I think is going to be pretty much closing in the championship if Morso wins this. It will probably close up a little bit more, but I will do my little calculations pretty soon as well then, as Holland is going to make a move almost into Stowe, approaching the final few corners, and he does it. What a textbook move there. Holland gets the job done, and he's up into P1, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough on track due to that penalty. Morso knows that his teammate has got penalties. They're in a party together, and also Jeff now has a feature to tell them what the driver in front or behind of how many penalties, or what penalties they have, and how many they got, which is quite a nice new feature that was brought only recently. I only found that on Friday when I was commentating for another league, so very interesting to find out here. So definitely a lot of contenders for driver of the day, but I'll be putting my vote in right now, if it left me, that is. Yep, it has voted. There we go. I have got the vote in. I've got my vote in, and who I think should get driver of the day. Get your last minute votes. If don't forget, this could all change. Wait to the very last possible moment to get your excuse me, don't forget, you wait till the last moment to get your votes in, because it could all change due to the amount of performances they have made. So they're just going through the final penultimate, I think they're going through sector 2 now, I believe. No, they're just going through the hammer straight now. This is Morso's last chance to see if he can go through to Stowe, but I think Morso is going to let Holland have that win on track, have that win on track, and then Morso's going to win on penalties. That'll be the third race in a row that he'll win the race on penalties, and I don't think the rain has made difference, as Holland has got a 5-second time penalty for an unserved stop go. That is a bit unfortunate. What's going to do with Melanie? Oh, ever so close, 2.3 seconds. And Melanie gets your final podium position as Beaver in 4th. Welty, his best finish of the season due to everyone else getting penaltied in P5. Hayden doing a splendid job as well. His best finish of the season in P6. Jork in P7. John in P8. Dralix in P9. And Sam rounding up your final points paying positions. That was absolutely fantastic. Morso got a win again. It's his 3rd win in a row. He is showing to the Xbox One F2 lot that he is a force to be reckoned with in this championship. Don't forget, he was in Xbox One F1 in season 15. He's obviously in Xbox One F2 he was in Xbox One F1 in season 15. And he's in Xbox One F2 for season 16, and he's definitely been showing what he is made of. So definitely. So basically, I'm going to give you just around about 1 minute and 40 seconds to get your last minute driver of the day votes in. So get them in right now. You've got your final chances. Who do you think has performed well? Who do you think is going to get driver of the day? So I will go through the standings, go through the podium, and then that'll be it. So Morso takes his home Grand Prix victory. He definitely deserved it, and it's a Force India 1-2 as well. So well done to him, as I'm just going to invite certain people to the party whilst everything's going on. So I'll just do that, and whilst I do that, I'll also get the standings as well. So here we go. Here are your there will be standings very soon, but I will check pretty soon as well. But for some reason I got a bit of ranking from that. I just had that in the Oceania race. But anyway, Morso takes the win with Holland in P2, Maloney in P3, Beaver in P4, Welty in P5, Hayden in P6, Jork in P7, John in P8. Quite a lot of people getting penalties. Dralix in P9 there, and Sam rounding up your top 10 with Frangwish, Bobbers, X-Power, LGS, Ollie, Rosberg being your finishers. And I think we got DNS for Verstappen, Infamous Clays, and Pele as well. So I'm just about to close the votes. Yep, the votes are now closed. And there we go. So we're about to speak to our race winner then. Once again, it is Morso. Well done, Morso. How are you feeling about that? You almost had the win on track this week, but didn't quite happen. But another race where you won on penalties. How does it feel to win another race, but this time at your home Grand Prix? Must be feeling pretty special.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, you know, to get the win. That's 3 wins in a row now, and yeah, even though I didn't win on track, it was planned this week. It wasn't due to a lack of pace or anything. Like, we were working together quite a lot there, and yeah, Aiden had 8 seconds of penalties, so we needed to, you know, we needed to do something about that, and yeah. I slowed down a bit to let him, you know, be within a second so he could get DRS, and then we were just pushing so hard on the medium stint, just to try and gap Melanie in 3rd. GG to him as well, Andy, and of course both brilliant drives. And yeah, qualifying, you know, qualifying was decent. Got, you know, obviously, you know, got pole position, which was good, but the lap time wasn't ideal. I felt like the last sector I kind of, you know, bottled a little bit, but, you know, still enough for pole, which is good. And then yeah, it was just you know, minding my own race, you know, just on the softs. I was just trying to gap Aiden and Clays, and then everyone else behind, and then yeah, after the pit stop phase, as I said, we knew about Aiden having 8 seconds of penalty, so yeah, we're just working together, towing each other along, and that's another 1-2, and yeah, 3 wins in a row. Very thrilled. Couldn't be happier right now.
You must be. I did say you were working together. Once you knew Aiden got penalties, was it a comfortable rest of the race for you? Were you worried about what was behind you, or were you going to say, oh, I'm going to win this?
No, well, I knew as long as, I kept it clean. I don't even think I picked up a warning in that race, so, I kept it very disciplined on track. And yeah, like, I knew, if I just kept it, within the track limits, I was going to win. But, we were obviously worried about, possibly, not getting the 1-2. So we were pushing, we weren't relaxed at all. We were pushing all the way to the flag. So, yeah, another 1-2, and as I say, 3 wins in a row is pretty pleasing, and just really happy with the race.
And how are you going to prep for the next race in Germany? Because you've got 2 or 3 weeks Christmas break. Have you got so many races in between, or are you just going to do some practice times until then, or are you just going to relax, or a bit of both?
Maybe a bit of both. Maybe a week before something. I'll put a bit of practice in, but I think a break's quite nice. I think it's just time to relax for a bit. So yeah, it's good momentum heading into the break, obviously, and just relax. Really, I need a good break after the first half of the season.
Yes, well done to you. Very well said. And second place goes to Holland. Well, once again, very good performance there. You must be relieved to get a Force India 1-2. Very unfortunate that you didn't get the win. How does it feel to get a 1-2 for the team at the home Grand Prix of Force India?
Well, for the team it's pretty good, but personally probably the worst I've driven in a long time in terms of penalties, getting frustrated too easily. But luckily we also dropped back, helped me out, so we could pull the gap to Melanie. And luckily I got 2 at the end.
Yeah, and I think you did have an unserved stop go as well. But tell me, how was the race going for you, strategy-wise? Once you had the penalties, then was it you trying to help your teammate, or were you just trying to get the highest points possible?
Well, it was more of a teammate trying to help me, to be honest. But yeah, we did what we could for the team in terms of the constructors, which is in the end a 1-2 once again. So yeah.
And going into the Christmas break, I did say this tomorrow. So, are you going to try and practice well so you can possibly gain a good result into Germany? Is Germany one of your best tracks, or is it a bogey track for you?
Germany is probably my best track on the game, to be honest.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I can't say I'll probably be practicing in the Christmas break. There'll be a lot of alcohol consumed, so probably a lot better to be practicing. But yeah, looking forward to Germany.
And to be honest, I'm looking forward to Germany as well. So well done on that then as well. But we have now go to our 3rd place winner and also our very first Xbox One F2 driver of the day, Menely. Well done on your podium position. How does it feel to get that place, and also the first driver of the day as well? Well done. How does it feel?
Yeah, thanks. It's sort of pretty special to be the first driver of the day winner since it now started in F2. Yeah, the race was pretty sort of return to form after being on the back foot in quali and starting P10 and some desync in the race as well, but pretty good to come away with P3.
Yes, because you were involved in some very intense battles, which was very heart-wrenching from me as well. Tell us, what were your thoughts going into those battles? Were you trying to keep it calm, or trying to avoid some stuff that was going on? And because it looked like you almost lost it at one point, but you managed to seem to get it together and overtake some. You made up some good ground, which is probably why a lot of people voted for you.
Yeah, mainly due to the quali, I had to make a lot of places up, but yeah, had a couple really rough races, so I had to kind of show back up and do some moves. Yeah.
Yes, and going into Germany now, you're in a perfect position, to be honest, in the drivers' standings. Your team is second to Force India. Are you gonna try your best to make sure that to knock them off their perch a little bit, because I think there might be some rivalry going on, or are you just gonna concentrate on you and yourself only? Because it's gonna be tight between.
Yeah, should try to fight him, but they just seem to be getting those 1-2s every race, so need to try and break that up.
Yeah, so very well done, and very first driver of the day as well. Now, I'd just like to point out, Morso was actually, I do believe, yes, Morso and Rosberg was very, very close second as well in driver of the day as well. So very, very close battle for that. But then he got to our third driver of the day. We'll be back in Germany as well for that. It was a good experiment, but I think I will try and do it properly when I have my co-commentator Jake. Hopefully he will be back for the 6th of January. But that is it for the time being in Silverstone. I hope you all have a very good Christmas and New Year. Don't forget to check the Xbox One F1 stream, which is on right now, where they'll be doing their Britain race and then the America race at 1 AM for those of you Britons who have wanted some more AOR action, or for Americans that are keen to watch that. It should be an epic race between those as well. So I've been Jess Games 95, and we will see you on the 6th of January. Goodbye.